We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody. I think our numbers last time, Janice, the queen of the numbers, I think I want to say it was 24. I think we have about 32, 33 tonight. So we want to keep this, keep going, keep expanding. I would love to have a group of 100 sometime.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that's crazy. I think that's very good.
Those are super very
I have 60 more personalities, so.
We'll get them all involved.
Don't forget, it's 2 days before Thanksgiving.
That's true too. That's true. That's true. A lot of people are doing grocery shopping and traveling. So those of you I've not had the pleasure to meet yet, my name is Matt Edwards, and I do a lot of stuff here at Old Castle Theater. I'm a chorus teacher at the middle school and a music director at Second Congregation, an accompanist for the children's chorus and the community chorus, and I teach piano. And I try to stay busy. It keeps me out of trouble. But for those of you who are new that are taking a shot tonight, I'm glad you're here. I had this idea for this pop-up choir from watching a video on YouTube that somebody sent me about a group called Choir. I want to say they're from Vancouver or one of the larger cities in Canada. And I saw this group of people of multi-generations, of different ethnicities, of different socioeconomic backgrounds, all getting together and smiling and singing and having community. And community is a wonderful thing, and it's a way for us to build some time together and do something positive and kind of just forget about whatever stresses you have and just kind of sing for a little bit. Singing, I always say, is good for you. So tonight we have a piece called, from great Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, one of his signature songs. I have many friends that are Boston Red Sox fans, and they tell me the story of seventh inning stretch, how they sing this song. And I thought that was a really cool thing to do at a baseball game where everybody sings. If your team is winning, it's great. If your team is losing, you get to be reminded, you know what, it's just a game. And we're going to have community, and we're all going to sing together. Whatever fans, whatever team, we're going to get together and sing a song. I just think that's great. For people who are new, I'm going to give you lots of options. You can just kind of do what you can, and we'll follow along. If you have questions, raise your hand. But I'm going to try to guide you through this process, and you're going to see it's going to be. We'll work it out. We'll take care of it. All right. So if I can have everybody, if you're able, rise. I say this in body or spirit. So if you really need to sit, by all means sit. But if you can't stand, please do that. We're going to warm up a little bit. So we have a lot of do's in the song we're going to be singing. So we're going to warm up with some do's. We're going to go do. Ready? And. All right, so when we're doing our tongue, we can be kind of loose and kind of soft, or we can have it more firm. And that's what I want, is that firm tongue, because we were going to be imitating trumpets. So, okay, really put the tongue in the teeth for each one. 1, 2, ready, and. That's the sound. So it'd be a pretty couple ranges. If anything, it might be a little low for some folks. When we're doing those low notes, do the best you can. If you need to sing really super soft, that's totally okay. All right, let's do some ahs. Let's do a me-ah, like this. Me-ah. Ready, and me-ah. Down. Me-ah. this in harmony. So sopranos, here's your note. Give me 4 bops on this note. Ready, and. Good. All right, altos, here's your note. Bop, 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 bop. Ready, and. Okay, together. Ready, and. All right, and baritones. Bop, 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 bop. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, we're going to go. Let's do, because we have these bops in sets of 2, so I want you to go rest, rest, and then we're going to go down a half step. All right, 1, 2, ready, and going down, going down, going down, going down, going down, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Going up. Okay, good. All right, go and have a seat, please. All right, so I figure all singing is good practice, and as we go through these parts, let me cut to the chase. I'm going to have everybody learn everything, okay? If you find that you're tired because I'm working you too hard and say, oh, this is not my part anyway, okay, you can take a break and have to sing. But what I find is it's practice reading the notes, and you might find, especially some of our new folks, as we go through, you're like, well, I sang the soprano section, but kind of like this alto part is kind of working for me. So we can make arrangements. We can shuffle you around or get you, move to where you would like to most be. All right, so beginning, we have sopranos and altos are going to sing together, and I originally didn't have sopranos singing on this part. And we're going to look at the first 2 measures. All right, so we have soprano and alto together. You have do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so that's your part. First 2 measures. And I know these seats are not that conducive to sitting up, but just a little bit, just a little bit. I know, so we're going to have to kind of sit head on a compromise, and that's all right. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Good, all right. And then we're going to repeat, it's the same exact thing, but a little higher, okay? Sopranos and altos still together. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, now these are the last 3 measures on the page. Sopranos, you're going to keep going up. You have do, 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 and then an ah. So do, 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 ah, ah. Sopranos, 1, 2, ready, and. Do, 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 ah. Okay, altos, you just got finished singing. Do, 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 do. So you have do, 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 do. That same note, ah. So last 3 measures, altos. 1, 2, ready, and. Do, 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 ah. Yep, and take a nice breath there before the ah. All right, let me have sopranos and altos from the beginning on the do's. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay. So the next we're going to work on the baritone part, and if you find any of that any of the parts are too high, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can bring it down an octave, okay? Or for those couple high notes, because it's not a lot of high notes, you can just simply lay out for that part and then come when it's in a comfortable register for you. Another option we could do is have you sing one of their soprano and alto parts down an octave, but I think one of those 2 things should work. So baritones, you have do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Can I hear that? 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, then you're going to stay in that range. They're going to go up. You might want to pull up. They might want to pull you up with them, but you're going to stay there. So basically, you do it again. Let's hear that. 1, 2, ready. Okay, and then the last 3 measures, and for anybody who's new music readers, each one of those boxes of music is a measure. We have do, 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 do. Oh, I meant to fix it, I didn't fix it. Just 1 4-beat ah there. Do, do, okay? Alright, can I have the last 3 measures baritone? So do, 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 do. 1, 2, ready. Okay. Can I have everybody from the beginning, please? We all start on the same note. 1, 2, ready, and. All right. So that was me playing your notes with you. Okay, and the piano part is very supportive, but it's not exactly the same notes, not the same rhythms. Let's see if you can do that with me playing the piano part. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay? And so I would like to be aware, I was complaining about editors where they do horrible page turns. This is a horrible page turn. So you're going to start off with bop, bop on page 2. All right? So actually I want to get that page turn because that's one of the trickiest things. So sopranos, we're going to sing the last measure on the opening page. Ah, bop, bop. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. And altos, your page turn is and then back up. Actually, we're gonna do. Let's do that part after that too. Right. Okay, so as we go through this, you're gonna notice that the Neil Diamond, you know, his solo vocal there, I've split it up between the 3 parts, so everybody gets to wear the fancy suit at some point. All right, basses. So you have so that interval is a 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's the same interval as and B, C, or my body lies over. So ba, ba. Okay, can we have? Let's practice the page turn, everybody. And then the bop bop, where it begins. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay. I want to continue on with the alto part. This is going to be the 3rd measure. I would like everybody to sing this if you would. 3rd measure. So you just got finished going bop bop, where it began. And I need you to be aware your second bop bop is not the same. It's just a step higher. Bop bop. Okay. So let's start. Actually, let's start at the beginning of the page. Everybody sing the alto part. Bop bop, where it began. 1, 2, ready, and. Bop bop, where it began. And bop bop, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then bop bop. So the 3rd bop bop is the same as the 1st bop bop. 3, 4, 1, 2. Then the same note. You just got finished singing on the bop bop. Growing stronger. Bop bop was in the spring. Up, bop, bop, 3, 4. There should be a half rest there. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then bop, bop. Okay, and then you have an. Yeah. All right, let's do that one more time, everybody, from the beginning of page 2. Bop, bop. This is the alto part. 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop, where it began. Bop, bop. 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, go. Growing stronger. Bop, bop, was in the spring. Off, bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop. Okay, so if you're looking at your music there, you have for Who'd Have Believed, that's quarter note triplets. So that's in the space of a half note, which gets 2 beats. You're going to do 3 notes. So you have bop, bop, who'd have believed, and they should all be the same amount of time. Who'd have believed you come along? Can everybody sing Who'd Have Believed? 1, 2, ready, I'm sorry. Ready, go. Who'd have believed you come along? You go down for the I. It's kind of low, and it's going to be soft, and that's exactly what we want. All right, let's look at the soprano part, everybody, please. So your bop does not change. Bop, bop, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, bop, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Do that stronger bop bop. Let's everybody sing this stronger bop bop. 1, 2, ready, and stronger bop bop. 3, 4. Was in the spring. Right, you're going to be kind of answering the altos there. Was in the spring. Was in the spring. Bop, bop, I believe you come along. Okay, and you just sang long from along. The way you find your next note is the first note of that long. Hands. Okay? Yep. Okay, can we have everybody sing soprano part from the beginning of page 2? 1, 2, ready, and 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Just sing up, but then I know it's growing strong, stronger. 3, 4, go. Was in the spring. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to go up, bop, bop. I can't begin to know when. I didn't write the lyrics here. Okay, grammatically it's probably not the greatest, but that's what he wrote. Bop, bop. I can't begin to know when. Okay, 1, 2, ready, and bop, bop. I can't begin to know when. Then bop, bop. But then I know it's growing strong. And here's that. Lead with the 6 again. Strong, stronger, bop, bop. Okay? And then we're going on. Bop, bop, and spring became the summer. Can we do the bop, bop, and spring? Bop, bop, and spring became the summer. Bop, bop, who'd have believed you'd come along? Then a step down for your ah. Good. Everybody, let's do the bass part from beginning of page 2, then we're going to put it all together. You can do it down low, you can do it up high, whatever you want. 1, 2, ready, and bop, bop. Bop, bop, I can't begin to know it. Bop, bop, but then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Bop, bop. Bop, bop, and spring became the summer. Bop, bop, who'd have believed you'd come along? Okay, let's have everybody do your respective parts. All right, so here's your bop, sopranos, altos, and baritones. All right, so as we go through this, you're kind of doing 2 parts. You're being the trumpets, the bop bops, and then you're of course being the singer. So for the trumpets, I want you to just kind of just bop, bop, almost kind of crass. Bop, bop, just throw it away, and then kind of legato and smooth and pretty for the other parts. All right, 1, 2, ready, and bop, bop. There it begins. Bop, bop. I can't begin to know it. Bop, bop. But then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Bop, bop. Was in the spring. Bop, bop. As spring became the summer. Bop, bop. Who had believed you'd come along? Okay. Sopranos, can I get you to come out a little bit more on your echo part? Wasn't because in the recording it's like a string part. It's very kind of heroic sounding. So I need you to do was in the. So I need you to diva it out a little bit there. Can we do this one more time just for comfort level? It's sounding quite good, folks, especially from my perspective. I can't hear what you do. All right. 1, 2, beginning of 2. box and a little more on the vocal part. A little less on the bop box, a little more on the other parts. 1, 2, ready, go.
I can begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Was in the spring, and then became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
So we're gonna do the test on the word hands. I want everybody to sing the soprano part. Okay, so there's a few consonants that are kind of dangerous in that they can change the color of the vowel. We want to have these nice pure vowels. And the words that in, okay, we have to do a nasal sound to get the N out. Well, what is very often the case is it'll color the vowels that come before. So I want everybody to sing hands, and I'm going to ask you to do something. We're going to check to see if you're doing it with a nasal tone or with a nice pure tone, and then we're going to fix it if you're singing it with a nasal tone. All right, so everybody sing hands on that note. 1, 2, hands, go. Okay, now I want you to do the same thing, and I want you to pinch your nose. All right, so here's wrong. Hands, and then we got to fix that. And here is right. Hands. All right, so let's try it with the pinched nose. 1, 2, hands, go. All right, so do everything that you just did, but do it without pinching your nose. 1, 2, ready, and. Cool. All right. So we have the hands and the eye. Let's go on to page 3. So, I'm sorry, page 4. Page 4. All right, so we just got finished doing hands, sopranos. You have hands, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest, touching hands. So don't overthink it, just rest, touching hands, 3, 4, rest. Reaching out, 2, 3, 4. All right. So do this for me for practicing, because our timing on these long notes is really important, so that we come in at the right time for the next thing. So here's what I want you to do for just practice sake. I want you to go rest, touching, and not hands. We're going to see rest, touching, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do that with me. Ready, and 1. Touching, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Reaching, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Touching, 1, 2, 1, rest. Touching you. And then that last one, the timing is not as important, but it's 7 beats on that one. All right, so I want you to think those beats as you sing it, but sing it as written now, sopranos. 1, 2, ready, and go. Touching hands. Let's everybody sing it. 1, 2, ready, and go. Touching hands. Reaching out. Touching me. Touching you. So watch out for the beats. Yep. Rest. Touching me. 3 beats on that. Touching me. Rest. Touching you. Because that's a long note and I want it to be strong, so we need to be able to take a breath there. Let's get the page turned. Let's start with everybody sing the soprano part. Last 2 measures on page 3, starting on hands. Hands. 1, 2, everyone sing. Hands. Touching hands. Reaching out. Touching me. Touching you. Crescendo on that. This is it. All right. Let's look at alto part. Everybody sing that. I'd like to start on the last 2 measures on page 3, like we just did. 1, 2. Everyone sing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's a curved line connecting. So you have the first note there is a whole note, it gets 4 beats. Connected to a dotted half gets 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then you need to take that breath on the next beat. And then the timing is the same on that one. All right, so 1, 2, everyone go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're gonna go up to One, two, three, four. Do just a little tiny step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Touching you. All right. So can I have? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's have the first 2 rows here. Would you do the upper note in the split, and the back 2 rows do the bottom note? So touching you, touching. Can I hear you all together? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready and touching you. 2, 3, 4. And there we also want to do a crescendo on that. Let's try it again. Touching you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go.
Touching you.
All right. Let's all look at the bass part. So starting the last 2 measures on page 3, you have ah. And then when you turn the page, it's going to be the same ah. Same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, breath. Here we go. Everybody sing the bass part. 1, 2, ready, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, breathe. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to step it up. 2, 3, 4. A big mouth here.
Touching you.
And then you're going to sing with the bass part of the piano. Okay? Can we have everybody please start on the last 2 measures of page 3? Hands and ah. Hands, ah, ah. 1, 2, ready, and. And that was me playing a lot of your notes with you, and I'm going to do just the piano part as you sing that. All right. We need to fix a couple balance things. I know the ahs are fun to sing. We need less on them, and you want to listen. Sopranos, I need you to come out a little bit more. We're not at the Sweet Caroline part, so we don't want to give everything away, but give me a little bit more. You should be louder than the ahs, and ahs, you need to be listening for the sopranos and be underneath them. You can be right underneath them, but you need to be underneath them. All right, hands, ah. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Sopranos, do we have any more in your gas tank? You feel like this is in the lower part of my register. This is all I got, Matt. What do we have? Do we have more?
We have more.
All right, let's try it again. Give me more sopranos. About 10, 20% more there. Okay, hands. Especially on the first one, because all I hear is ah, ah, and I don't hear the first hands at all.
Okay.
Hands. Okay, it's a little different thing. And I know we're trying to take the nasal out, but maybe give me just a little bit so we get the difference. 1, 2, ready, and. I love the sound. That's the volume I want, but we're coming in a little early. There's a rest there, and we want to sing the rest. So just to review sopranos, you have hands, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ah, touching hands. So wait for the ah, ah, touching hands. Keep coming right after. All right, let's everybody sing, starting the last 2 measures. Page 3, hands, ah. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, let's everybody sing the soprano part. We're adding that drunk people singing karaoke. I just included in the arrangement. All right? Good times never seem so good. All right, so this is starting the last measure of page 4. We're all singing the melody, singing the soprano part. 1, 2, ready, and.
Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good.
All right, so I don't know if I quite got the rhythm that Neil Diamond sings there, but I want us to all, it doesn't matter if I quite got it right, as long as we're all doing the same thing there. So Ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. So good times never seem so good. Right on good times. Ready and good times never seem so good. Some of us are still a hair behind. So we're on the upbeat. You got 1, 2. Good times never seem so good. Okay, so don't try to put it on the beat. It's on the upbeat. Good times nev on the upbeat. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, and good times never seem so good. And we want to put the D there on the rest that comes after. So good, 2, 3, 4, 1, good. Okay, if there's not a rest, then we would put it on the last note, but there's a rest after it, so we're going to put the D there. All right. Let's everybody sing, again, the soprano part from Sweet Caroline. This is the last measure, page 4. It's just the melody. 1, 2, ready, and Sweet Caroline, ba, ba, ba. Good times never seem so good. Okay, good. Let's look at the alto part. So you just got finished singing altos. Touching you, or touching you. Sweet. So the upper note is going just there. The lower note is going Sweet Caroline. Okay? Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Good times never seem so good. All right, let's try that. Everybody sing the alto part. Last measure, page 4. 1, 2, ready, and Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Good times never seem so good. I'm very inclined, ba, 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 to believe it never would, but now I, ba, ba. Okay, you got it. All right, let's look at the bass part. So you just got finished going ba 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 da 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 sweet. So that sequence, you go back to the first note of that sequence. Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. Okay, everybody sing the baritone part. Last measure, page 4, Sweet Caroline. 1, 2, ready, and Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. Then do 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 do, and I'm playing that on the piano part with my left hand. So be listening for that and just join with me there. All right, let's take it from the do 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 do. Last measure, top of 5. 1, 2, everyone go. Do 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 do. I've been inclined, ba ba ba, to believe they never would, but now I, ba ba. All right, let's have everybody start on Sweet Caroline, bottom of 4, and do your respective parts. Sopranos, sweet, altos, basses. Right on. 1, 2, ready, and Sweet Caroline, ba ba ba. Good times never seem so good. Do 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 do. I've been inclined, ba ba ba, to believe they never would, but now I'm, ba ba. Look at the night. All right. So this is not Beethoven. This is a Neil Diamond. It's a pop song, and I'm hearing some people creating some upper harmonies. Totally okay. Please do that. This is just this. I would look at this. Please look at this as more of an outline. If you trust yourself and you're like, I'll try it. If it's something that doesn't work, I'll let you know. I'm like, let's not do that harmony. But if you feel it, like, and you hear a harmony that you want to add there, go for it. We'll see what happens. Okay, but I did hear some upper harmonies there, and I don't know if it was by accident or on purpose, but it's great. Sometimes the best things happen by accident. In fact, when I'm writing music, that's what I'm looking for. I've written my things, I've done my parts, I've recorded all the different things, and I'm like, where's the thing that's happening that I didn't plan on? We need happy accidents, or it's like the secret ingredient in any performance. That thing where you screwed up but it sounds better than what you planned. All right, so don't be afraid of that. I would like to, before we go further, I want to review everything we've done so far. So let's stand in body or spirit.
because I know it.
Sure. Yep. Just sing it out, man. Sing it out. And you sound good on it, right? You're like, I sound really good on it. That's another good reason to do it. All right, here we go. Starting note, do-do-do. Beginning. 1, 2, 3,
I can begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Would have believed you'd come touching you, sweet Caroline. The times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would, but now look at the night.
Go and have a seat.
Can we go back over the alto section?
Sure. Go and have a seat, please. Where particularly would you like to do? From the Sweet Caroline or the Oz? Or?
Actually, going from the U into the Sweet Caroline.
All right. So because we have two parts, let's do it. Let's do the lower one first. Touching you. So, what's the intervals? What's the interval between here and here? Interval is the distance between notes. What is the interval for the lower alto part? It's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And the melody trick for that is. Alright, so you actually kind of do that. So the way you would get your note there, lower altos, you go touching you in your head. You go there goes the bride. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And then the upper alto part touching you have, and then it's really just one. So don't fight it. Like what you think, what it wants to do, just let it happen. All right, could I have altos do touching you, go into Sweet Caroline? 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and. 1, 2, 3, and.
Sweet Caroline, times never seem so good.
2, 3, 4.
I've been inclined, to believe they never would, but now look at the night.
All right. Let's do this, folks. Let's take a break for about 5 or 10 minutes. And if you would like to get another drink, you can do that. And take this opportunity to meet some of the people around you. I've got to meet some folks, and there's some pretty interesting people here. So take that opportunity. It's this community. It's not just singing. So we're going to take a break for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to tackle the next part. We've actually done a great deal of the work already. A lot of this is kind of repeated work from things we've done already. So we're in good shape. We're slightly ahead of schedule. I do like, is the songs that I picked kind of so far. So the last one we did was Dear Prudence. And so obviously people, various generations are going to know that. A lot of young people are still enamored with the Beatles, more so than you think sometimes. So that works with the multi-generational thing. And then of course, this one is featured in so many things that's one that people know. So does anybody have any ideas of songs for maybe when we do it again, probably in January?
Like a musical, maybe?
What's that?
Something from a musical, like Wicked, or no?
Somebody else mentioned Wicked.
How
So.
about Highway to Hell?
I hope there's any possibility. We'll see. Yes.
Ride that
For me, that'd be
Like an apple, Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
ABBA?
Yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel?
Money, money, money. Simon and Garfunkel.
Carol King.
I would like to, I really love, of course, Bridge Over Troubled Water, but that's been done a lot more required. There's some other Simon and Garfunkels I'd love to do. I love to do the Hazy Shade of Winter. That'd be a good one to do in January. The Bangles, there was a girls group in the 80s did it.
What's the one Parsons say it's Rosemary and Thyme?
Yeah.
That's
How about Linda Ronstadt?
Okay.
Sound of silence.
You and I
Sound of Silence?
travel to the
Okay.
Paul Simon?
Oh, hallelujah. I'm with her.
Sure. Yeah. absolutely.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
You could do some Queen.
Some Queen.
We are the champions.
That is delusional.
Baby Shark.
They're not into this at all. Great honey.
Yes. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. That would be
Yeah.
All right.
Eagles?
Take it easy.
Carry on my wayward son.
Harry.
Oh, that's Dust in the Wind.
Dust.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I'm hearing some good stuff here. Some good stuff. And I have a couple things that I've arranged for different settings. I was thinking as we were out there, the version of Que Sera Sera would be fun to do sometime. So Sly and the Family Stone did the Doris Day tune Que Sera Sera, a very kind of slow, kind of funky version of it. That'd be one I'd love to do. I have an arrangement of the Beatles' Cross the Universe that I'd like to put out there sometime. Yeah.
How about a gospel? Have you thought about a gospel song?
Sure. I love gospel music. Yeah.
We want Michael
Yes.
Jackson 5. Don't stop me now.
Don't stop me now. That would be
that
fun.
would be
That would be a hoot. All right, great. All right, so let's pick up where we left off, folks.
You do a good job.
So page 6.
You don't get caught.
All right, I'm cutting you off. No more to go. Page 6. So second measure, I want to review, look at the alto part. So it's very similar to what we did near the beginning. Bop, bop, look at the night. Then you go up for the high, higher for the bop, 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 bop. Dun, 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 dun. Then back to bop, bop. And then only two. Then you get a little breath, and then bop, bop. And when I heard, step it up, bop, bop. Dun, dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, bop. Alright, so how can I hurt? So you go bop, bop. How can I hurt when I'm holding you? Warm. Instead of hand, it's warm there. Alright, let's all, everybody sing the alto part starting at page 6, second measure. Bop, bop, look at the night. Everybody sing that, please. 1, 2, ready, and bop, bop, look at the night. Bop, bop. Here we go. Bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, only. Only 2, 3, and bop, bop. 2, 3, rest. Bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop. Alright, so hurt is where we get off. So we've got to hold it a little longer than you're thinking. So bop, bop. How can I hurt when holding you? So can we do start right at the bottom of page 7? Bop, bop, how can I hurt? 1, 2, everyone go. Bop, bop, how can I hurt when holding you? And everybody's going to have that same rhythm. That's one of the reasons why I like that everybody sing everything. Let's do the bass part. Starting page 6, second measure. Bop, bop, then bop, bop. And don't seem so lonely. Bop, bop. Dun, 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 dun. Only two. Bop, bop. Bop, bop. Her hand runs off my shoulder. So that rhythm again. Bop, bop. Her hand runs off my shoulder. Bop, bop. How can I hurt when holding you? 3, 4, 1, 2, and then off. Can everybody sing the bass part? Second measure, page 6, bop, bop. 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Bop, bop. And it don't seem so lonely. Bop, bop. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Only two. part, everybody. Page 6, second measure. Look at the night. Very heroic on all these answering things. All right. Bop, bop, look at the night. And then bop, bop. Then you need to be the star of the show here. Bop, bop. We fill it up with only two. Then you have two. Bop, bop. Dun, 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 dun. And when I heard. Bop, bop. How can I hurt when holding you? Okay, everybody sing a soprano part starting second measure, page 6. 1, 2, ready, and look at the night. We fill it up with only two. And when I heard, holding you. Everybody do your part now. Second measure, page 6, soprano, bop, bop, alto, bop, bop, look at the night, bop, bop. 1, 2, ready, and
Look at the night,
And the night seems so lonely.
with only two.
Burden comes off my shoulder.
okay. Let's see how we do this next part. It's very similar to the hand part, but we're just have some different words. I think it's just warm. After that, everything's pretty much warm, touch, and warm. So this is the last measure, page 7. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, ready, and all right. So we gotta be ready there. So warm, touch, and warm. Okay. Go back to the last measure, page 7. I need a little more assertiveness on the touch and warm, sopranos. All right, warm. 1, 2, ready, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, the times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and Sweet Caroline, the times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline, the times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they Okay, so I think most of y'all got the ending here, but I want to teach it to you. So you have, this is pick up to the last 3 measures. Pick up is just a little bit before, right? So pick up to the last 3 measures. Sopranos, you have do-do-do, sweet Carol. And confession, I'm not 100% crazy about my ending that I wrote here. There's not an ending to the song, okay? because Neil Diamond, one of the greatest American songwriters of all time, couldn't figure out a good ending for it. So I didn't have a whole lot of success either, but I don't feel so bad because Neil Diamond couldn't figure out an ending for it either. So this is what I did.
Good for you, Matt. You did it.
So do. So yeah, they did the '70s just cheat, like we'll just fade it out. So they just Sweet Caroline, Sweet Caroline. And that's the end of the song. So there's not an ending to it. So I had to create one. Do, Sweet Caroline, and altos. Do, Sweet Caroline, step it down, then back up. And then basses. Do, Sweet. Have you ever heard a bass part like that before, Bruce? I think I created that first one ever. All right, everybody, pick up to the last three measures. Do, Sweet Caroline. 1, 2, 3. All right. So, good. So we're going to do it from the beginning in just a second. Let's talk dynamics. All right, so dynamics is the fancy music word for the louds and softs in music, right? And I just think that's very interesting because we could call it volumes or whatever, but dynamics, which means what, Octavia? Dynamic means what? What's that?
I was after
When
that.
we're not talking about music, what does dynamic mean?
Movement.
Exciting.
Energy.
Excitement, dynamic duo, right? All right, so they're the things that make music exciting. So let's go through and let's talk about dynamics. I didn't write any dynamics here. You tell me what we should do. All right, so we start at the beginning. Do. How loud should we be there? What do you think? Mezzo piano, which would be kind of moderately soft. I want to give us, I think, maybe a little more headroom. I think we're going to start a little softer than that. Maybe piano, which would be soft. So on a scale of 1 to 10, like maybe volume 2. Right, not as soft as we can be, because we want people to be like, yes, we're starting the song. All right, so we're going to do piano there. All right, so do. And then the next part gets a little higher, right? Do. What should we do there?
Get a little bit louder.
A little louder. So there may be volume 3 or 4. Then I think maybe our mezzo piano. Okay? And then we do a couple measures of that. Do. And then what should we do here? What's that? Maybe a little louder yet? Okay. Do. So as we're getting higher, I call that singer's dynamics, where when you get higher, you just get a little louder. And usually that works out very well. Do. And how about for the then we can bring it down, not to where we started, but just bring it down a little bit. Can we try that? Let's try those dynamics. All right, so starting mezzo piano, maybe a volume 2. Well, what does volume 2 mean? All right, do this for me. Repeat the word 1 as soft as you can. Ready? And 1. A little louder for 2. 2. A little louder for 3. 4. 5 should be like your normal speaking voice. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 5. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay, so that's we're going to start about that volume. 1, 2, ready, go. Maybe volume 4. Maybe volume 5. Where it began in the bop bops, what volume should we be here? This is the first verse of the song. We want to start telling the story so we don't want to be too soft. If we were too soft, then it's going to seem tentative. But maybe we don't want to give everything away yet. So what would be a good volume level for that, do you think?
3 or 4.
What's that?
3 or 4.
maybe mezzo, piano mezzo forte, like somewhere it's like maybe like smack dab, like medium, right? Like maybe a volume 5. Okay. All right. So bop bop where it began, and then like maybe for the bop bops like maybe like 4 bop bop da da da, and then volume 5 when we have the lyrics. All right. So we'll kind of hang around volume 5 there. Volume 4 for the bop bops. All right. Who'd I believe? Maybe crescendo a little bit when we get to Who'd I Believe because we're getting to higher notes, so it's going to make the notes easier to sing when we sing a little louder. So we'll go, who would believe we come along? And then hands. Right? We have this kind of slow build, which is one of the more challenging things to do in music. How loud should we be when we start the hands part? What do you think? 2. Okay. Yeah, I heard 3 over here. Anybody else? Do I have a 4? Do I have a 5?
So
What do you think,
hands and
Octavia?
R are the same.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay, so I'm seeing here, let's go and do 3. All right, so let's start with 3 on hands. Touching hands, maybe like 4. Reaching out, volume 5. Touching me, 6. Touching you, 7. Bop, 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 bop. Sweet Caroline. How loud should we be when we get there?
9.
I hear you with the 9. I hear you with the 9. But here's my thing with the 9. Why I want to stay away from 9 is we're going to sing that Sweet Caroline part a couple more times. So we want to save a little bit of goodie for the last, right? So can we try the hands touching hands? You said what, a volume 3? All right. So this is the last two measures on page 3. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Little more. About volume 7. I was saying on the vocal part, to be pretty melodious and everything. When we get to the do-do-dos, baritones, I need to be kind of pirates there, okay? Do-do-do-do, okay? You're the upright bass, right? And we need to have that percussive, so just be crass a little bit there. Same do-do-dos, the do-dos, the ba-ba-bas, all of those, sing it out. All right, good. All right, so.
Question in the background.
Sure, yes.
Can you know that after that Sweet Caroline, then Bop Bop, then the Good Times Never, can you just, somebody like sing that so I can get it?
Sure, absolutely.
Like I say it too, like I never heard.
Good times never seem so good. Can we have sopranos sing that? Let's start at the Sweet Caroline. Bottom of page 4. 1, 2, ready, and.
Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good.
Good times never seem so good. So that let it happen. It's supposed to come a little bit early. Let it happen early. Let's do it again. Sweet Caroline. 1, 2, ready, and.
Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would.
All right. So we just got finished doing Sweet Caroline. We said we were going to kind of, again, there should never be this as far as dynamic level, but the overall with the swells and everything and the ebbs, hanging around volume 7. All right, and when we wrap up the section, To Believe They Never Would, what I would like to do is a decrescendo on But Now I. But now I, bop, bop, look at the night. Okay, so this is the second verse. So what typically you would do, because we want to build, kind of like a movie, you want to get it like more and more exciting as it goes along. So a little more than the first verse, okay? So look at the night, da 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 da, and it don't seem so lonely. we fill it up with only 2. And when I heard, okay, so we're gonna keep that a little bit louder in the first verse, and then warm. When we did the hands part, what volume level were we at?
3.
3. So this is the second time we're doing it. What should we do here?
4, 5.
Okay, so a little more, right? It doesn't have to be. It's one of those things where I know we have a very modest audience here, but we're always thinking from the audience's perspective. They might even not even notice that we're a little bit louder, but you know, a little bit more, a little bit more. We don't have to give it all away, but a little bit more for that second verse. All right. So warm, touching warm, reaching out, building up. So every step, we're going to still do those step ups like we did, but now because we started at a higher level, each one of those will be more significant. And then Sweet Caroline, the last time we did it, we were at volume 7, right? What volume level will we be here?
8.
Let's go for 8. We still have a couple more to go, so we don't want to do 10 just yet, or 9. All right, so Sweet Caroline, we're on page 9, doing that at good solid volume 8. And then we have page 10, Wood, and then we have the doo-doo-doos again, right?
Yep.
Here's what I would like to do. I would like these doo-doo-doos to be the softest part of the song. Okay? So we start doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo, and then a more dramatic crescendo as it gets higher and higher. And then when we get to the Sweet Caroline, volume 9, okay? And then this time we do the Sweet Caroline 2 times at the end. Second time we do Sweet Caroline, let's give them that volume 10. As loud as you can with it still sounding good. If this hurts, too loud. Never this hurts, right? But as loud as you can with it sounding good and you feel good about it, just think of it not as like I'm pushing the sound up, just I'm not holding anything back. I'm just releasing the sound. Okay, so volume 10. And then we'll take it there. And then we have the last little bit of doo-doo-doos. This is almost like a little coda, like a little added extra part. But yeah, I think this would be the loudest of our doo-doos that we do. Maybe like a volume, because really we've done with the Sweet Caroline, so this is not really, we've already kind of done the big thing here, and we want to just kind of just wind things down. Kind of like, think like, and they all lived happily ever after. We're kind of bringing it down. And so I'd like to do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. We're actually going to get softer this time. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Then when we do the Sweet Caroline, like maybe like a volume 3. Caroline. And we'll do that. All right? So we kind of went through a large segment of it with talking dynamics. But let's take it from the top. All right, I'm going to let you sit for now. We're going to sing it again in a bit with you standing up. This will be our sitting run through. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and.
Stronger,
All right, last little beauty part. I think that's so like volume 4, volume 5. 1, 2, ready, and slow it down. Nice improvised harmony. All right. I still think it could use a little more air. A little more air. So I'm going to have you do an exercise that I do with my chorus students at this middle school. I'm going to have you sing and around the space here and walk around and sing. All right, so let's stand. We're doing it from the top here. So you're going to do kind of a nice slow walk so you can kind of glance at your music and walk around. Try not to bump into anybody, but you might have a good habit. And you can take any of the space here. Please watch out for the video camera, of course. All right? All right? We'll start when everybody comes down here. And just keep moving. Even if you're doing little baby steps, keep moving. And again, for some reason, mobility is a challenge. You can go ahead and just kind of hang out in just one spot, or you can sit or do whatever you need to do. But everybody else, if you're comfortable moving around, I want to have you move around. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, sing and walk. Sing and walk.
Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong, stronger. Was it spring?
so I'm originally from Louisiana, you know, and I've taught there and directed choirs there, and I'm always, in Louisiana, always saying like, Les, please, we want to shout it. And then when I moved to the Northeast, I'm like, louder, come on, it's okay. You won't offend anybody, you can be loud, it's okay. And what I found is when we walk around, there's a couple things that happen there. We're trying to read our music and sing it, so we just kind of forget and just let it go, and good things happen. But also, I think our lungs moving, the air to propel our bodies, we get good things happening there. So I want you to think about that sound. That was a wonderful sound. All right. Here's what I'd like to do. I would like to take another little 5-minute break. Okay, get your voice together, drink some water, and then we're going to, I think rather than do it from the seats, if we could prepare to have the camera do it where, I'd like to have everybody kind of around the piano here. So we maybe want to angle here if that's possible. All right, so let's take 5 minutes and then we're going to record it. We'll record it maybe a couple times. All right, I'd like to do sopranos here, altos here, and baritones right there, please.
Now sopranos over here.
Sorry, baritone guy. We're just singing like this hour.
Excuse me, Victoria.
Strong and wrong, all right.
I thought you defected to the other side. Or did you just hang
So this is a very, for the verse, it's very bouncy. So one of the things you can do is you can kind of be on your, just kind of let your heels come up. Doesn't have to be a huge thing. And then when we get to sweet Carolina, maybe we do a little sway. And again, if you're not, I don't feel comfortable singing and moving in the same time, that's okay. You could be you, but we're making this video, part of it is we're going to put it up on Cat TV. What we want to see is wanting to see people moving around and then also smiling. I'm one of those people, and I'm one of the most guilty. When I'm conscious, when my brain is really working, like I'm frowning. It's like it's so hard for my brain to work. But I would like you to just kind of at this point, let mistakes happen and be more about the fun than being perfect. Be more about the fun than being perfect. All right. I would like to, just for the sake of having them to have like multiple, where they can do like multiple shots, and I'd like to maybe record it a couple times. Okay, so so this will be take one. So when I say take two, it doesn't mean that first one was awful. That's part of the thing. We'll do it 2 times. Okay, are you ready? Sure. All right, everybody, take a breath in. Let it out an All right, so we want to have the same vision. Whoever is your sweetie pie, sing it to that person. Sing it to your sweetie pie. All right? It's just like, you were so great, I'm so glad I found you. That's what you're singing to. All right? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready,
Was in the spring.
like to do now is we have sopranos, basses, and altos. What I'd love is if you guys could just kind of mix it up, just kind of not have sections. So one of the things that'd be great is if you came with people, go stand with those people. Let's start with that.
Oh, it's cheesy to stand alone.
And then, what I want is I don't want a clump of basses, I don't want a clump of sopranos, I don't want a clump of altos.
No clumps.
No clump.
Pitch.
There's a chance if you're sitting with people that are singing a different part, they might sing the wrong thing. So be it. That's okay. It's not the end of the world.
That would be a soprano.
All right, I like it. Let me see. Sopranos, raise your hand. Okay. Altos, raise your hand. Okay. And baritones, basses. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So that's first take. More everything. Okay. The soft softer, the loud louder. The movements move more. All right. Have fun. This is our last hurrah. Okay. Here we go. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we start. We ready? Come on in. We need audience. We've just increased the size of our audience by 25%. Okay, guys, if you want to do phones, if you want to record on your phone, you're welcome to do that as well.
The Swiss judges, they just got here for the security.
Yes. All right. Let's take a breath. Let it out, All right. Here we go.
Stronger.
did it justice for sure. Nice job, nice job.
That sounds fantastic.
That was great. Let's take this on the road. All right. So folks, that's gonna do it. I think if you would like to get another whatever on your way out, or not on your way out, but
We should do this.
Thank you, ma'am.
Christmas
please
thing.
tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. Again, our goal, my goal, hopefully it's your goal, 100. I want 100 people.
And there'll be food.
We'll get there.
Very good.
You know, I got an idea too, Matt. We should urge people to invite family members who don't want to participate but want to be audience members, so we have more of an audience.
Sure, that's cool too. That's
Yes, more people to judge us.
Yeah. All right, so this music is yours to keep. If you think like, what the heck am I going to do with this? You want to return it, you can do that too. But if you'd like to keep it as a memento of tonight, this was great fun. You guys are so wonderful.
Thank you,
Really
man.
enjoyed it.